All right. I'm gonna try and see if this is gonna work. All right. I am trying some new stuff. I've been trying for a while to do some live streaming and trying to get some live streaming on my channel again. And I got since I tried doing this last time, I've had to get a new phone. I've gotten a new headset and microphone. So I'm in. Mike Taylor, look at you. Good to see you, bud. Um, I'm figuring this stuff out. So I think I might be able to get on a live stream panel now. For any of y'all out there that are going to be doing some live streaming either tonight or tomorrow or whatever, or in the future. Um, I might not just sit in the chat any longer. I might get up on the panel now that I've got this thing working a little bit better. The only thing is, it's like you're either going to see uh, this my monogram or whatever, this little picture thing, or um, let's see. I don't know if I can change the um, thingamajigger. Let's see here. I'll put it toward like something like that because I'm kind of ugly. But right now I've just got channel 19. There really isn't anything going on. All the skips run off, so it's not much going on. But man, it's good to see you out there, Mike. You're the first one in here, I think. But I'm just curious. I'm glad this thing's working. The audio sounds good, all that stuff. When I change the camera, the video looks good. Give me a 5x5 if I audio. Yeah. I am getting some stuff squared away when it comes down to this, where I can probably do some live streaming, and then on top of that, um, instead of just sitting in the chat on people's thanks, Mike. Instead of sitting in the chat on people's live streams, I can jump on a panel now. Uh, I've had to since I tried doing all this a while back ago, man. I was like, I've had upgraded a few things, and so yeah. Alien Believers, thanks, man. And yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, I have no idea who all's going to try and jump in on this. I have no idea when it comes down to like how many people is going to find me and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not the most popular guy out there. you know, like I say, my channel's not for everybody. It might be something for somebody though. But I don't know. This, like I said, this was just a kind of a test and a off the cuff type of thing. So I didn't really have anything that I kind of wanted to talk about. Mm. Right on. Right on. What's up, Justin? Yeah. Right on. Right on. Now, hey, this is the thing too. I'm trying to get this thing all squared out. So when the skip starts running in, I can start doing some live streaming of the skip because it'd be a lot easier for me to just do some live streaming of the skip instead of trying to, record stuff and then download it and onto YouTube. Just takes a long time to do that. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, a 5-minute video would take an hour or 2 hours to do that. I mean, just it's stupid. So I'm trying to get this all squared away. I'm not sure how this microphone's going to work. Oh, TTB Joker. Well, hello, right back at you. Good evening. Good evening. Wingnut Radio out here trying this damn thing out, trying to get some stuff going on here. Just trying out this StreamYard live streaming thing, trying to get everything situated. So when some skip actually does start coming in, I can actually do some stuff and maybe just do some talking. And then also I can jump into live streams on other people's panels and stuff. I'm trying to get everything squared away. Hey, right on, Justin. 2510. I've got a 2510 sitting on as a backup radio at the moment. A buddy gave that to me a long time ago. It needed some work, so I got it working again, and it's a pretty good radio. So I got it for a spare. Um, I've got the Striker here that I use normally in the house as the base station. Eventually, I'm gonna get me another Anytone Quad 6. I used to have one, but I ended up trading it for a radio from a buddy of mine, and I want to get another one of the Quad 6s because, man, I got very very little room inside uh, my truck, so I want to get one of them Quad 6s that fit right on in there. I think. Really, wash hands, wash my hands. Hell, God made dirt and dirt don't hurt. You know what I'm saying? you know, I think that's what the problems nowadays is. There's not enough kids eating mud pies. I mean, for real, man. Come on, come on. How many stations do I go through? What do you mean, station? How many stations do I go through? Um, I mean, hell, this just happens to be channel 19 trucker channel, but no, my local um, channel that I stay on pretty much all the time is channel 38, but it's on lowered sideband. It's not on AM, um, and that's the channel I usually stay on. But I monitor many different frequencies, and on this Striker, I've got a parts of 12 meters. I've got all of 11 meters and parts or most of 10 meters. So I've got quite a lot of frequencies that I can choose from. Um, but there's just a few of them that I really kind of monitor, pretty much all the time. And when the skip's running, which is not at the moment, um, when the skip is running, I can pretty much talk to anywhere the damn skip's running. I'm liking it because the solar cycle is getting back up into the peak of it, man. Where Europe and all that stuff would be coming in pretty good, and I was just recently, just today, talking to my buddy Calvin that lives up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and I'm down here in Panama City, Florida. So I mean, we were talking to each other like it was next door neighbors. I think it's cool. Oh, dude. Oh, that's another thing, Justin. Dude, I found on cbradio.com, they got a YouTube channel also. And there is a new mod with modern technology stuff, a new mod for old radios that is just awesome, dude. I mean, it expands the frequency range. Oh, it's got all kinds of stuff, bells and whistles and stuff. It's good. You should check that out, especially for like older radios, the old ones and stuff. Um, you know, just basically mod them and upgrade them to more modern, still same old look and feel and operation, just newer guts, in it. Um, but that's the reason why I turn to these, like what I call the high end 10-meter radios. I try to find these, man, because they got good guts inside of them, and they got good, clean, clear audio, very stable on sideband, and and they're very easy to mod. These are marketed and put out as 10-meter ham radios with a simple mod, and I can get to 11 meters, which is a CB band. And on the Quad 6, I don't even have to open the thing up, man. It's all menu driven. This one, I have to go inside and go on the board and pull a resistor off the board to get it opened up. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, Justin, when it comes down to some of those noises and stuff, I've heard a lot of different explanations of this and that, or what it could be and what it is. I'm not sure exactly what some of those noises are. Some of them are very, very strange, and I'm not sure if I can just chalk it up as atmospheric, type of stuff. But I'm not sure if I can actually say it's terrestrial or extraterrestrial. I have no freaking clue. Um, and some of them are just so strange, and and I do have another radio. I've got an ICOM. So I can when I have that hooked up, I can browse around a lot of the ham frequencies too. So, getting up in like, 40 meters or whatever, and listening into what's going on and stuff, man. You start scanning around. Um, uh, the more you listen to it, man, the next day, you'll come across some weird, strange things out there. I cannot explain what the noises are. Um, some of them, anyway. Some of them, I'm like, audio, audio. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I'm back or not. Audio. Okay, that's okay. I'm back, I think. Um, yeah, I pushed the wrong button or something, man. Something or other. But I'm gonna tell you, man. The CB and all that stuff. I think it's very good technology. It's old technology, but if we use what we have as modern technology just to upgrade and modify all that old stuff and make it better, have the same, operation and feel and look of the old stuff, but more modern um, tech on the inside or whatever, so we can make it better. Because, I like, those Bofang radios, those little Bofang radios, the little 2-meter, 440-meter, the dual band deals. It would be really cool if something like Bofang or some other, I don't know, Chinese company or something, I don't know, some kind of company that makes those cheap ham radios, if they would actually um, produce a handheld 10, 11, and 12-meter radio that has all modes, AM, FM, sideband, all of that, in a handheld walkie-talkie type of deal. That would be cool, and make it, kind of cheap, like price wise, but pretty decent radio. I'd buy one in a heartbeat, man, if I can find a decent one, because they used to have some around, but it's like you can't find them anymore hardly. There used to be some, but I wouldn't mind having like a one that a handheld one that did 11 meters, had sideband, and um, I don't fuck around with the Super Bowl over on Channel 6. I mean, I'll go there every once in a while and listen, but I mean, I don't run a lot of wattage. I don't really care to run a lot of wattage. I don't really, I mean, honestly, I can talk to everybody I want to talk to on 100 watts. I mean, honestly, that's the way I see it. So I have no interest in doing like a damn kilowatt or so, but and then getting on channel 6 and getting heard. Uh, Yeah, the handheld radios, man, the ones that are like that's 11 meters that has. I would like to have one that is 10. Yeah, the handheld. I would like to have one that is 10, 11, and 12 meters that has that frequency range. Um, all mode, so it has AM, FM, and sideband. And I mean, I'd be happy with it to do like maybe 5 watts or so. It doesn't have to do very much. Because if I want to, man, I'll hook that up to an amplifier and then up to a damn a base antenna if I really wanted to make it work better. But other than that, I wouldn't. I would just want a handheld one. And I mean, I don't know why Bofang or something like that hasn't make anything like that. I just don't understand that. But I don't know. 11-meter thing, man. I think I'm trying to make it coming back. You know what I mean? Because honestly, if everything was to go to shit, the cell phones went down and we ain't got this no more. This this type of stuff might be one of the only ways we'll be able to communicate around. You know, it's relying on Mother Nature to get your signal around, or unless you're close enough. But other than that, this will do the job. I mean, instead of just making contacts with people out there, we can start relaying information like, hey, I saw tanks driving down the road over here in my neighborhood, and I'm in this state, whatever, just kind of, you know, keeping everybody on the tabs, what's going on. But now think about it. What's everybody up to tonight? Yeah, I'm Saturday night, man. And I ain't got nothing to do. I'm just kind of sitting here hanging out and trying to just get a live stream and see how many people I can get on the stream. See how many people I can get in the chat. There's no telling, man. I mean, I'd be really surprised if everybody that subscribed to me actually put did the bell thing to get all the notifications. Because quite honestly, look at this, man. It's like even my numbers for the live stream and it's like the people watching is dwindling. It was 4 people. It's now 2. Well, hellfire. Let's see here. What do I got option wise here? Uh, let's see. Do this. Do a little bit of this. Let's see here. Radios. A metal radio they used to use. It was amazing military radios. Yeah, the military um, type antennas you're talking about. Um, I've been looking into doing some kind of like homemade version of that. They got like I can probably make the same type of thing like out of like an old tape measure. Like a tape measure that's been screwed up or whatever, I can, cut off a link to that, tape measure and make that the antenna itself. And then, it could fold up and all that stuff pretty easy. Um, Kind of rugged, you know. That was kind of the idea. I was sitting there thinking about doing some kind of DUI, DII, or DIY, or whatever type of thing, man. Because I mean, I started looking at some of these antennas for some of these radios, and they're expensive, and I don't really have a lot of money. I mean, I don't really make a lot of income, and every bit of my income is already spent before I get it in my hands. Basically, it's not even mine anymore. It's just somebody else's, and I just get to hold it for a minute. And so um, I put off buying radio equipment. Alien Believers, yeah, good vibes right back to you, man. Yeah, Mike, good. Now I'm glad to see you back in here, man. Let's see here. I'll figure out. Let's see here. I'm gonna try and figure out how to do this where I can get guests I don't know how to do all that stuff yet. Let's see here. Let me see if that worked. I don't know if I can get something, and then maybe I can throw it in there, and if everybody wants to get in on it, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's try that. Now, this is the first time I've done this. So I put the link in the thing in the chat. Now, this is the first time I've done this, so I'm still trying to figure out some of this stuff when it comes down to it. So if anybody does want to come in and all that stuff, that'd be cool too. But otherwise, I mean, like I said, I'm just kind of just shooting shit off the top of my head, and like whatever you guys happen to have think about, you know, because like I'll talk radios, I'll talk whatever you want to talk about. I mean, you get me started on politics and religion, and holy crap, digging in damn can of worms there. But because I got my own ideas and thoughts, and I don't know, I guess you can call them opinions. But I don't know. I don't know. I get into a lot of you guys is like Mike. Like I get into a lot of you guys' live stream chats and stuff, and I'm like all over the place actually. So I get into a lot of people's um, chats on their live streams and stuff like that, and I hear what people are talking about. I hear what people are saying. The main thing is that I hear, especially from people that are tired of it, is they're tired of it, but um, nobody knows what to do. Everybody's like, so what do you do? 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 I mean, okay, we can fight, but what are we doing? How are we gonna do it? Yeah, well, this is not the first time I was live. The first time I was live, I was on different equipment, and I couldn't get it to work. The damn browser would not stay connected to my microphone, and I tried like 4 different browsers and 3 different damn headsets and microphones and all this other crap, and I couldn't get it working. And since then, um, I bought a new phone because my other one, the screen cracked. So and I got to the point where I couldn't even see anything on the screen anymore. And so I ended up just buying a new phone, and I've got a new headset with microphone, and I tried Dangerous Freedoms live stream last night, and I jumped on that, and it actually worked. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna try a live stream on my own channel and see if it actually comes up, and works all right. So this is my test, basically for my channel, and um, you know, there's most of the time, most of the reason why I was so pissed at YouTube for cutting off the live streaming, unless you got 1,000 subscribers, kind of crap. You know, because I'm, you know, I don't really have a lot of subscribers, and at that time I was even less than I've got now. And I was doing a lot of the live streaming of like skip conditions when like skip was running on the radio or whatever. I'd live stream that, and like for instance, like um, and then somebody else somewhere else, like in a different state or another different country, are doing the exact same thing. So I can hear what, you know, they can hear what they sound like over on my end from my radio, and you know, and I can hear what I sound like over in their end from theirs, you know, because they're recording the same thing, the same conversation or whatever. Da 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 da. I don't know. I think that's kind of neat. You know, I mean, I like to hear what I sound like over in like Ireland or something from all the way over here from my little radio. You know, it's kind of awesome to hear that. But yeah, I'm going to try to do some more live streams. I'm going to try and do some more. Uh, um, so hopefully everything will go right. Everything so far so good. Audio and video is working out so far on my thing so far. Um, and so 390 Wagon Master. Well, hey, tipping my hat right back at you, man. Well, yeah, too deep. Hey, Joker, I'm gonna tell you, I'm. I know some people can make money doing this stuff, man. I don't do it for that. I do the YouTube channel for me, and it's just really cool that other people enjoy some of the same stuff that I enjoy sticking on there. So I just think it's kind of cool that you guys enjoy watching some of the stuff that I do. But I do the YouTube channel just for me anyway. I don't really care if anybody actually watches it, you know. But I just think it's really cool that you do, you know. Um, I mean, there's some things that I don't want to put on there, and some things that I'm okay with, you know. I see a lot of these so-called prepper or survivalist channels or whatever, and all that stuff sitting there, you know, showing everybody how many guns they got and all that. I'm not going to do all that shit. You know, even my skills, I'll show very very little of that too, because you know I mean I had showed somebody one time like how much food store I had at one time, and he's like, man, if everything goes to crap, man, I'm coming to your house. I'm like, the hell, you ain't coming to my house. You ain't coming to my house unless you got something to offer. You know what I mean? I mean, because otherwise, you know, I ain't got enough for you. You know, and uh, you know, people need to learn this stuff on their own. You know, there's a lot of stuff I did over my um, yeah, I do it for my own entertainment pretty much too. You know what I mean? And um, I seriously doubt the type of stuff that I do for my channel would even make money. You know. Uh, See, yeah, hey, Joker, I'm not. See, I'm still analog, dude. I'm still analog. I'm not really digital, man. This is the only social network I'm on is YouTube, and but yeah, I don't even mess with like Discord and all that stuff. I kind of wander around and look at things, but I'm not. The only one I'm really on is YouTube. I mean, I did what was it about 10 or 11 years ago is when I was on Facebook last, and me and Facebook don't get along. Um, so I don't know, man. Um, I'm thinking I'm trying to sit there and actually figure out how to make my television transceiver a little bit better and easier. I mean, I got a rudimentary um, setup, and it would be really cool if more and more people had the same setup because um, you know, you utilizing the old analog frequencies for television. Um, you know, I can, you know, transmit. video out there, and anybody that's got a TV that can pick up old analog channel 4 or something like that, that could be the receiver. And if you happen to have a transmitter, which is basically all it is a modulator, because I set up a small thing that I just need to actually work out a better antenna and some more and a different type of amplifier for the signal. And then, but like for instance, if me and my neighbor had the same setup, we can do the same thing that we're doing like on the CV, but with using video on. Yeah, and that would be cool because the picture can say a thousand words. And yes, you are right, Joker. YouTube does do a lot of stuff, man. I'm telling you, YouTube deletes comments on my videos, and there's no reason to delete those comments either. I mean, no, it's not they're like not offensive or any of that other crap. Doesn't violate any whatever. I don't know. David from David's Cafe. He's commented on my videos a couple of times, and they will get deleted right away. I mean, right away. And there's just no damn. I mean, he'll say something like "hi," and it'll get deleted. I was like, "What the fuck is that all about?" I don't understand that shit. But um, yeah, and I'm sure people have been either unsubscribed or moved away. I mean, hell, I just recently had another video um, taken down and deleted. Um, they claimed it was disinformation. I mean, they couldn't provide any evidence or facts that it is disinformation. They just deleted it anyway. And I even appealed it and they still kept it deleted, which is bullshit because, I mean, seriously, I think their claim of disinformation is disinformation. What is she up to now? Okay, well, that's a interesting name. Hello, right back at you. Um, I am the Wingnut Radio. I am the 1122 Wingnut Radio. I am out here for Anarchy Television. Anarchy Television is just the house that we're in right now. I'm your host, 1122 Wingnut Radio. Oh, JT. Okay, okay. How you doing, girl? Oh, good to see you. Hey, everything's okay so far? So far over there where you're at, Billy? What's up, Billy? I got some live streaming going, man. Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out. Um, there was some skip earlier today, but it's not really anything going on right now. And but I wanted to try and get some get this live streaming thing down, so maybe I can do some more streaming and stuff like that. So how you been doing, Billy? You all right? I don't know if y'all can hear any of this over this microphone or not. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, it's picking it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not really concerned about monetization and all that other crap, man. And Justin, the weather down here actually was actually I woke up pretty chilly this morning, and it was kind of I had a chill in the air all day, but it wasn't too bad. And then the sun's down now. It's about 10 minutes to 7 o'clock in the evening now. So I mean, it's dark and it's gonna chill down again. I don't know. I mean, I was thinking this like maybe I can like, try and advertise like that robot thing I made out of junk. You remember that, Billy? If I could figure out exactly how I can get a way to sell stuff, like through the, um, I'll do it through my YouTube channel, and then that could be my monetization in a sense. I won't leave it up to YouTube to pay me. I'll just make stuff and advertise it and sell it through the YouTube channel, and I can make money doing that way. That could be one way of getting some kind of yeah. Honestly, man, if I had a way at that time where I felt comfortable doing it all and all that shit, I would have sold it to you, man. Because I mean, I thought that I was very surprised that you seemed that interested in it. So I just thought that was pretty cool, but very surprising. Yeah, I've been doing some welding work for a guy. Um, he's got a couple of contracts with some of these like waste management type of things. We're like redoing some of the metal on dumpsters and stuff. I'm fixing dumpsters and crap like that. So I'm making a little extra money doing that, but my weekends are the only time I can really sit there and concentrate on like making other stuff. Because during the week, I'm pretty much doing that constantly, man, trying to get that stuff done, and um, I'm tired at the end of the day. Sitting inside of a metal can in the hot heat, it's. I might even have a picture of it or an old video. I might even that video is probably still on my YouTube on my channel. I took that video of it, so but actually a buddy of mine, he ended up buying it from me. That robot guy. But I'm thinking about making some bigger ones, some different ones and stuff. Also, I've got some propane tanks. I'm thinking about making some wood burning stoves and stuff like that out of. Um, I want to at least make one for myself and then try and make some for others. A few of the somewhat locals within 100 miles are sitting there talking over there on channel 19 tonight. I don't know if you guys can hear it. This microphone doesn't pick it up as good. I guess it is picking up it a little bit. Y'all can hear that radio a little bit, right?
Worst everything, anything ever happened as far as police and college football.
Mike, you're at the Mexican place, man. You should get me a couple of tacos, man. I could go for a couple of tacos right now.
Back in the 80s, they had a fair there too, but they was paying their players, young players, and they got fouled.
Well, hellfire. Let's see here. Yeah, Billy. Actually, I did some grasshoppers and some spiders and stuff like that. Scorpions. I was doing a bunch of different stuff like that too. But I want to try and get some bigger stuff. Try and make some bigger stuff, man, because I want something, uh, not necessarily, you know, some of the stuff that I was making was like, tabletop or desktop type size. But I'm thinking in like something bigger, putting out in the yard. Um, but just coming across the right kind of stuff, the right kind of junk, and you know, me just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Well, let's see here. Now I'm down to like one person watching, and according to this, anyway. Let me see here. Let me go to something. Uh, I don't know. I'm fooling around with this. I'm trying to figure out exactly all the different stuff I can do with this StreamYard stuff. I'm not sure yet. I have to go through it all and figure it out.
I get hot rod or 10 or other something. They'll come down and steal your boat, your air, all your fishing poles. They're going to take the boat motor off your boat, all the lights out of your boat. Well, you're going to be disabled. You're going to take the bicycle tires off your bike, all the air out of your car tires.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling what else. You're going down there to Fort Walton Beach, you're going to disable psychos. Now we're going to bring hot rod over to get your eggs. Yeah, well, he's been exercising. He's been doing Arnold Schwarzenegger workout, and he's going to catch you and string you up from the highest tree out there at Blackwater Park.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you there, Billy. It almost seemed like it. They jumped in and they jumped right back out. I don't know. Hell, I'm just kind of hanging out, man. I'm not sure how much longer I'll do. I mean, hell, it's already been 40, 45 minutes, almost 45 minutes. So, I mean, but there's a few other people that are doing live streams at the same time. And I was just kind of just coming on for the hell of it. I didn't really have anything to talk about. I mean, now that I've got this kind of all set up where I can do it right and I know what I'm doing, how I'm going to do it. I can come on here and I can do some like the little rants or whatever I might want to do, or if I had, or I was doing like a project. because that was another thing I was thinking. I was wanting to be able to do when I was live streaming is like a project that I was doing. It was so hard to actually try and get a project on video otherwise because then I had to do all this video and either do a couple of different ones because I didn't really have an editing program, you know. And I mean, I'm doing all this stuff on a cell phone, and it was a pain in the ass to like record like me doing a project or something, and then I can do like a live stream of me doing something. So whatever, or you know, I might be able to, you know, if enough people want to come in, you know, and we do what is it? Get people up on the panel and talk about stuff, you know, whatever. Um, okay, I'm back. Technical difficulties. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, yeah, technical technical difficulties. Think, you know, that's the thing. Is like I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out, man. And I'm like, you know, if I press a weird button or something, you know, I'm like, okay, that's what that does. All right, we're back. We're back. Yeah. Well, I was, you know, like I said, man, I'm still trying to figure it out. And I guess so far, from what I figured out so far, the way this works with the StreamYard thing, it's just better for me to like view this and view the chat and everything through the StreamYard instead of like viewing it through the YouTube. All right. So it's just what I'm just trying to figure this thing out because, like I said, um, this is the first time I've gotten it to work. So I'm just, like I said, I'm hanging out. Hey, and Mike, did you get me a couple of tacos, man? Come on, man. Come on. Let's see here. Um, I'm definitely smoke them if you got them out there. You know what I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about. Fajita nachos, half order, salsa and chips. That's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. I ain't got nothing like that close enough for me to just run down and go grab something. Hell, where I'm at, it's like a damn almost a 30-minute drive just to get anywhere.
Shut up, stupid. Shut up, stupid. Shut up, stupid.
Yeah, that's another thing too, man. It's me just trying to figure out how to. See, I know how to cook. And I know how to decently cook. It's just cooking for myself. A lot of times, I don't eat all that great. It's just I eat what I can, like, some of the quick, easy things that I know how to cook. I don't go all out. Um, um, so I don't know. I should do, like, a buddy of mine, man. He's like an Italian, and he does all kinds of Italian type food, and he cooks like a bunch of it, and he freezes a lot of it. And I should start doing stuff like that, but I don't. My mom does that too. I don't do that. I usually just cook what I eat, and then I don't really cook a whole lot where I have like a whole bunch and just freeze it. And I should, but I don't. But cooking, I like Asian food, and because and I like cooking and eating Asian food, like Korean, um, Chinese, Thai, uh, but I just don't make big quantities of it and stuff like that.
Man, that's some funny stuff right there. I don't care who you are. Hey, good evening, good evening. Good evening, way down there. Way down there. Good evening, right back, sir. Yeah. What's Psycho? Is Psycho on the radio down there, still being a mud duck? Oh, good Lord. Get him some gummies. Oh, you guys kill me up there, but. Ain't no telling later when they run, but he'll be back. Even time, evening time, Big Brother Blue. Good evening time. Good hearing your voice. I heard what's his name way down there on the beach. Tommy from Blackwater Park.
I heard Trapper out there earlier talking to you. Is that Trapper in the mobile there?
Traveler.
Traveler?
Yeah.
Are you out there trapping, Traveler? Well, if you're all the way out there, you hammering, brother.
Rocky, you want to know why he's way out there?
Oh, no. What you doing out there?
He's scared. Oh, Hot they're going to beat the hell out of him, and he almost got Double off the too. Double off had to go to Walmart, and he told Double off he was going to get him, but Double off ducked and died. He managed to survive.
Oh, that's good stuff.
How about your prospect? Head back to the beach.
Hey, he's a Traveler. He a bad man. Hot Rod's a bad man.
Double off even too scared to eat the radio with.
He's probably over there snacking on some pot roast or something. That's what he likes to eat.
He was just in there a minute ago. He just got there eating a pork chop.
How about your prospect? It's Hot Rod. Come on.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
What the heck you doing over there, man? You done made all the love you can make for the day. You take a break.
How about you?
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I'm sitting down. I came home, put a few things away, and I said, I'm going upstairs in the radio room. I'll catch you later. I'll leave you alone tonight. And she smiled.
I'm gonna give that extra.
Hey, I'm a lucky man, man. My wife loves me. I'm lucky. At least she loves me for now, anyways.
Yeah, you know I'm kidding.
Oh, I know you are.
Hey, Roger.
What you doing down there? I thought I heard you.
All right, Travis, we'll catch you in a little bit.
Was somebody else keying up with him, Blue? Because you can hear way better than me.
Our driver was saying good night. I don't know if he's coming back or not, but he's over in the Blackwater Park. Psycho's down there. I think he might have said something to you. I don't know. Let me stand by. Psycho, if you got your hand raised, you may talk on the radio on 27185 on the north side.
All right, Mike. Hey, you have a good one out there, all right?
And go on the over and out. You know, I think Hot Rod's got them all here. Hot Rod went down and pinned Psycho's co-ed the other day. Hot Rod, him and 347 went down there. 347, he went in the house with Psycho, kept him preoccupied. And Hot Rod sat around there and put pins and the co-eds on his beam. So he can't talk on it.
Did you say 347 went in the house with Psycho and kept him occupied?
Yeah, that's what happened. That's the truth. You know I don't tell no lies.
Oh, good Lord in the corner. You guys crazy up in here. You guys are all crazy. I figured I'd warm this aluminum up a little bit tonight, see if I can't warm it up some.
Well, you need to. That thing's gonna close up over yonder.
If there's any spiders up there, they're gone now. I know that.
Yeah, speaking of spiders, my grandson come over this morning and spent about 6 or 7 hours, about 6 hours with him, and we went through some stuff. I gave him a couple guns, and we went through some guns in the gun case that I hadn't even been back there in a while. Anyway, he picked up one of the guns, and a little spider come crawling out. He handed me it back. He said, "I don't like spiders." Anyway, but they had a good time. I sure did.
Nice.
I showed him the shotgun I had back there that it was one I killed a bunch of deer with, matter of fact. And my daddy killed a bunch of deer with it. And your daddy killed a bunch of deer with it. That gun was made in 1897. Anyway, he was pretty impressed with it. It needs a little bit of TLC, but it's probably worth more money just left like it is. But it's an old Winchester car.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I just picked up an old Winchester Model 6.
Yeah, I don't know what year this is, but it's pretty much about 124 years old.
That's old. Yeah, mine's from 1936.
Yeah, I know I killed a bunch of deer with it. My daddy killed a bunch of deer with it. His daddy killed a bunch of deer with it. I don't know if anybody else killed any with it, but from what I've been told over the years and the stories I've heard, it's been a good one.
10-4. I'll be right back. I got a phone call.
Well, a lot of them taters 6 years sleep. Where'd you go, Psycho?
Yabba dabba dooby doop doop dooby 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 doop.
That's you, Dave, man. Are you down there burning fast? I don't think you get no burn permit down there where you at. I heard that. Well, we'll let you go, man. You have a good one. Give old Psycho hell down y'all. Yeah, it's pretty quiet up here, too. Yeah. All right, well, you have a big old good, man. We'll lay you hands to you. Okay, a real wide booty. We stand by. I'm down in KSU, down in the Hub City. Right here, about 50 miles east of Pensacola. Right above Eglin Airport Base. I heard that. Well, you gotta get San Radio there to pop top. You have to go get it, man, over there where I moved. Down in the Hub City waiting. You got about 2 weeks.
When I turned it on, all the smells coming out of it. What you been up to? How's everything been going, buck and a quarter? Pretty good. Still working for the same company. Treating me great. Got probably $4,000 in bonuses this year. Got about $7 an hour in raises this year. Wow, that's very nice. That's nice. I just got my first raise over there. Got myself some health insurance instead of the VA. So, yeah, they pay 70% of my health insurance, my dental insurance, and my eye care. I pay about $200 a month, and my guy who owns my company pays like $600 or $700 a month for me. Wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm real excited about it. Mine kicks into December, so I'm getting tired of fighting with the VA, so I bit the bullet. Yeah. Who do they go with? What carrier? They have Blue Cross and Blue Shield over there. Okay, yeah, we got United Healthcare, and I don't know. So far, so good. They're pretty decent so far. That's good. That's good. They had that before. Hold on. See, how long I've been up here? 10 minutes. Give me one moment, sir. Stand by.
Better than on a big hill. Stand for it.
Oh my gosh, dude. They need to squash that.
No, she's something else. She's a damn. We have to deal with them a lot. She's in charge of the.
Yeah, Florida Department of Agriculture in charge of all kinds of things. CCWs, gasoline, you name it.
Yeah, and also in charge of, if you own a mechanic shop, you have to have a Florida Department of Agriculture motor vehicle repair certificate.
Yeah. So you all getting together going hunting Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah, I'm taking those first 4 because our dog's open 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so we'll hunt all 4 of them days, and I'll be up at Polecats Thanksgiving evening. I got about 8 pounds of fresh made sea scallops and a big old box of shrimp.
Ooh, awesome. I did get my hunting and fishing license. I've been working on all kinds of things over here, but I haven't. I'm hoping next year.
Man, you gotta get, you still talk to Cricket?
Yeah, I talked to Lisa a couple nights ago. I think it was last night, but I ain't talked to Cricket in about a week.
You need to get up one evening, just take an evening away, and we'll come put my boat in the water and go fishing. I don't know if I've talked to you since, me and my partner split up in the charter business in the lumber shop, and I kind of got screwed out of the boat, but it ended up coming back around where I had the opportunity to buy the boat, and I bought it.
Oh no, we did talk after that, but I didn't know. And since then, you've bought the boat. Wow, that's awesome, dude. That's good news to know.
Yep. So whenever you're ready to go fishing, brother, I got it.
Hello, Miss Lockhart. It's good to see you out there. Just kind of hanging out, trying out my a test on my live stream, trying to get everything working, and
that would be amazing.
Just listening to some locals out here. Good to see you stopping in.
Oh yeah, we go in the evening, go in the bayous. That's what me and Polecat usually do, is go catch some big speckled trout and redfish.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
That reminds me, Miss Lockhart, now that I've got this kind of figured out, if you happen to do any live streams and you have an open panel, I can probably pop on now. Before I couldn't do it, but now I can. I don't have to be quarantined to just the chat room, Roger.
Right back. I told her
But
that when you
anyway,
called, when she
I'm
called
out here
me,
listening to it.
so,
Good to see you out there.
I appreciate it. Good hearing your voice, man. You take care over there and be safe. And I hope you eat a lot for Thanksgiving.
Right back at you, brother. Catch you later, Watchmaker. Sounding good from the north end. Buck and a quarter down there on the beach. We'll catch you later, my friend.
Bump, brother. Take care.
Well, there's not much going on. There's not much going on out there. But I think my live streaming is working, and all that good stuff. And so I might just call it and just call it a night. And all of you guys out there have a good night. I'm glad it's working, and like I said, I will not be stuck only on the chat any longer. I will be able to get up on the panel if anybody is going to do like an open panel thing or anything like that. And then on top of that, when I get this completely figured out, I mean, you know, because I did put the thing in the chat for the live stream, but I'm still not figuring out how to get guests and all that other good stuff. So yeah. Anyway, much love to you out there, Miss Lockhart, and the rest of you all out there. You know, Mike Taylor. I know he's going to get some nachos and stuff. Munch down on that stuff. And JT, and then Justin, Billy, all y'all out there. I don't think anybody else is left except for I'm working on it, Miss Lockhart. Let's see, send a link to the guest and maybe I want to share. You can have up to 6 people if you upgrade if you need more. I put a link on in the chat, but I'm not sure. Like even if somebody was send link to email when they get there, click add screen. There you go. Just remember there's a 10-second delay. Do not not in the chat. Huh. Not really making. So that's another thing too. I'm doing this strictly through the StreamYard thing. I'm not looking like through YouTube or anything like that. So that's how I'm looking at it. And I'm doing it through a cell phone. So this is how I'm doing it. And you know, so I don't know. I might not be able to do all that stuff yet. I'm not sure how to do all that stuff yet. But really, this is just basically kind of like a Black Scream Autumn. You know how she does like a test. This is a test, and because since I tried to get all this stuff set up a while back ago. Since then, I've gotten a new phone, I've gotten a new headset and microphone, and all that stuff. And I jumped on a panel on a live stream last night, and that worked out. Because before, it's just like the damn, it didn't matter what browser I used, they wouldn't stay connected with the microphone. And conject through the browser on the cell phone, it'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure it out. Once I figure it out and do it like once or twice, or something like that, it won't be a big deal. But I just never done it, and I'm trying to figure it out. That's the thing. I appreciate all the help, Miss Lockhart. I really do. I really do. Um, and for anybody watching the stream out there, which it looks like it's just me and you at the moment, but um, anybody that happens to watch the thing, go check out Miss Lockhart, the Lockhart Perspective. Go check out her channel. Uh, there is information that I think that she's got that people need to hear. Right on, Miss Lockhart. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can do that. Um, I'm just, I'm not in a hurry either. Just kind of getting this kind of. I'm tiptoeing. I'm still analog. You got to understand. I'm still analog. I'm not really. I'm tiptoeing my way into the digital realm. Tiptoeing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. I don't want to jump in full force. Both feet. Screw that. I'm just kind of tiptoeing my way in and figuring the lay of the land as I go. I'm not gonna go jumping in full force on. You know, like I said, I'm still analog. I still remember. Before cell phones, before the internet. Like I said, I still talk on a CB radio. This is analog. This is not digital. I'm still analog, and you know what I'm talking about, Miss Lockhart. I mean, I'm 47 years old, so I know, what I'm talking about because I know, you're probably a little younger than me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, but I haven't heard anything from Miss Autumn from Black Springs. Miss Autumn, I haven't heard a whole lot from her. Right on, Miss Lockhart. Yes, that was another thing too, man. You know, and I'm just trying to be respectful because that's the reason why I say Miss Lockhart. But I didn't know if I should be saying Mrs. or Miss. I didn't know if there was like if I was saying it wrong or I should say it a different way or whatever. I didn't know if you were married. I couldn't remember, but I was just trying to show respect. But anyway, um, Miss, I don't know, cool. All right, that's just that's how I was brought up. You know what I mean? Um, just one of them things. But um, I hope you're doing all right this evening. It's about about 20 minutes. No, about 20 minutes to 8 o'clock local time over here, and I'm just kind of hanging out, um, trying out the stream and see how many people will actually pop up, and because I'll be really surprised a whole lot of people pop up because that very first one I did, that first stream that I tried out, it didn't work out all that great. There was a lot Uh, but yeah, there was a lot of people that popped in, and I was surprised that there was that many people who got notifications to actually come in. That was another thing too. Just recently, I have noticed I'm still like got my notification bell turned on a lot of different channels, and I have not been getting any notifications from hardly anybody recently. I don't know what that's all about. YouTube playing with me again, evidently. I mean, and that's what irritates me is like that last video that they just deleted. It was an old video too, and I think it was mostly I can't remember exactly what was on it, and I couldn't view what they were trying to delete, but I think it was mostly just people talking on the radio, and they claimed it was disinformation. I even appealed it, and they still said nope, sorry. It's I was like, come on now. I don't know what it is, man. It's like it's either I'm dealing with just nothing, or we're all dealing with like just an algorithm AI system, or there actually is assholes over in a YouTube that are picking out these videos and deleting them for whatever fucking reason they want. And it's like disinformation. Okay, well, where's the evidence and proof that this is actually disinformation? Uh, you know, just because that's not exactly what the CDC says, that means it's disinformation. What the CDC is gospel, you know. For instance, and that's just an example. Um, but there's a lot of things that I have talked about, to people and um, on the CB radio, not much on the YouTube or whatever, but there's things that I've been trying to explain to a lot of people over the years about different things about what the reality and the truth and all that other stuff. And I know, Miss Lockhart, you do the same thing. You're definitely doing a good job. I think your work is necessary, um, and that's the thing. It's like I don't. I think that there was a lot of stuff over the years of decades and decades and generations actually to distract us from actually paying attention, and educating ourselves. All right, it's almost like they're trying to make everything like the computers, the AI systems smarter and smarter and smarter, and us dumber and dumber and dumber. You know what I mean? I mean, before cell phones and all that shit came into play, I had so many people's phone numbers memorized. You know, I mean, I could pop off probably 30 freaking phone numbers, of people I know and stuff like that. I can't do that anymore. It's like I've gotten dumber and my phone has gotten smarter. Um, it's just that's just one example, which kind of sucks. And it's like and it's like little pieces, little bits and pieces like that in our everyday life, all over the place, that is making it like a collective of smart computers and dumb people. Pretty soon there'll be nobody smart enough to work on the damn computers. They're going to have computers work on the computers. I mean, what makes you think that they're not already thinking that direction? I mean, that kind of thing. I'm just talking out loud right now. You know, um, just talking out loud.
That's just another day to me. It's good to get the quiz rotated, have some good fellowship, but it's just another grocery. I mean, just another meal.
Well, hopefully, Miss Lockhart, if you're still sitting there, hopefully it hasn't gotten too cold over that way.
Yeah. Well, I got one good friend out here, old big
It was actually chilly this morning. Well, I'm glad I make some sense. I mean, somebody was telling me, and I kind of understand where they're coming from. Um, Somebody was telling me it's not necessarily what I'm trying to um, um, I don't want to use the word educate people with, but I mean, it's not necessarily the information that I'm trying to convey. It's freezing. Uh, well, it's more like my delivery. The way I deliver my message it can turn people off real easy, especially if I start using my everyday normal language, which uses a lot of profanity. And let's see here. It's freezing over there. Well, yeah, I know it was cold this morning. Freezing, cold. Well, it gets below 60. I'm freaking cold. But let's see here. How's the family? Well, everybody's all right, I guess. Like my uncle Steve, because of Joe just passing on. Him and his wife, man, they're pretty. They're taking it pretty hard. Um, um, I think there's a bunch of people coming into town for Thanksgiving. I think my mom is supposed to come up tomorrow and hang out with me tomorrow. I think, and then also next weekend, because there is some family already up here, and I think because my mom doesn't now doesn't live that far away from me, so she's going to come up and visit with me and some of the other family that's up here because she hasn't seen them in a long time. And then other than that, I think few of my other family are coming back next weekend, and yeah, well, Joe, I can't remember exactly. I think it was something like leukemia or something like that, but he was pretty bad off for a while, and toward the end, it was like everybody, including Joe, was knew what was going on, and and he was young. Yeah, he was pretty damn young too. And I think about it. Um, I don't even think he was in his 30s. I don't think. But yeah, and he's buried over here in this cemetery, or this little graveyard, I guess you would call it. It's more like a graveyard, cemetery, whatever. It's like a bunch of my family, my granddad, my grandmother, and a bunch of my other like great granddaddy, and all of them. A bunch of them are buried over there. He's buried over there with them, and that's really actually not that far away from where I'm sitting. I mean, it's literally walking distance from where I'm sitting, so I can visit Joe anytime. The rest of the family, they got to drive in from all over the place, like St. Augustine, Orlando, and all this other stuff. But I can visit Joe anytime. And, but yeah, 46 degrees. That's freaking cold to me. I mean, um, like I said, anything below 60, I'm starting to shiver. Um, I got a bunch of propane tanks, and I'm thinking about making some wood burning stoves out of, because I want to make one for myself, because I would like to have like a small one in here in the house, and So I got a bunch of propane tanks and stuff. I'm gonna try and make something up and maybe even make some to sell. But I got some ideas for a wood burning stove out of those things that would be pretty good. Just got to do it right and all that stuff. Human, that would be nice. What do you mean? Goofy. Oh. Yeah, no kidding, dude. I have that problem all the time, and it's even worse. I got a buddy of mine that's he's from Connecticut. All right, he lives down here. He's been living down here for like 20 years or something like that. Hell, I've known him for about 10. But he's still got that, like, that Yankee Northern type accent. All right, and plus he's got some kind of a speech impediment as it is too. Plus that that stuff, man. It's just so, you ought to see the dang text messages I get from this guy when he uses that speech to text thing. Oh my god, it's like a whole, like a foreign language, or aliens are talking, trying to get a hold of me or something. I've actually sent the text back to him and asked him, what does it say? You know what I mean? Because that thing cannot understand him at all, and he don't look at it. He don't sit there and, like, he'll sit there and let talk into it, and then he'll just push send. He won't even check it. And I'm just like, what the hell are you talking about? And like I said, he's got that Yankee accent, you know what I mean? He's from Connecticut, you know what I mean? And you know, I don't know. I could let that southern slang or that southern talk come out and all that stuff, kind of like little redneck bullshit or whatever. I could let that come out, but I grew up in Orlando. In Orlando, um, it's, I guess it's more of like a neutral accent. It really doesn't have an accent in Orlando, I guess. But I've lived all over the country too, so I can let a little bit of it, all of it out, man. You know what I mean? The type of little slangs and accents and stuff like that. They'll pop out every once in a while, depending on my mood. And uh, but yeah, I try to speak clear into that thing, and that thing still, well, it's like it's making up its own words it doesn't even sound. And some of the words that I've seen it put down, and I was like, that didn't even sound like what I was trying to say. I mean, that's not even a word that even sounds like what I was trying to say. I'm like, what the hell? What are you making up the sentence as you go? Cuban accent. That's like more like South Florida. You get down toward Dade County, like Miami and all that stuff. You get more into the Cubans and you know stuff like that. Um, Up here where I'm at in Central Florida, or where I'm at now, and up in the North Florida, northwest corner of Florida, not a whole lot of Cubans are up in this area. But you go down South Florida, down toward Miami and all that, yeah, you get a lot of that. And Orlando, that's Central Florida. Nah, not as much. But even then, you got to understand, like, the whole state of Florida is pretty much one big tourist town. I mean, it's like it pretty much, the whole damn state is one big tourist thing, tourist uh, town. And so, I mean, Miami is so close. I mean, you're 100 miles from Cuba, from Key West. So, you add what is it? Um, I don't know. I can't remember how many miles it is from Miami to Key West. I can't remember, but you add another few more miles, and it's like uh, you're in Miami. Hell, there was a guy um, that swam from Cuba to Key West, and this guy he pops up on the beach, and after he had swam from Cuba, a cop stops him. All right, the cop stops him, and he's sitting there talking to him. Evidently, he knew the language. I don't know how to speak Cuban, I guess it is, or Spanish, or that's Portuguese. I don't know. But anyway, and he was asking him, it's like, where'd he come from, all this stuff, and he told him truthfully what he was, he just swam across. The cop, he said, well, if you did, he just said, well, go ahead. He just let him go. He's like, if you swam that whole distance, man, it's 100 miles, ocean, shark infested ocean. Can you imagine? I mean, you really are trying to get away from somewhere to swim 100 miles, shark infested ocean. You think about it, you know, that's what pisses me off about a lot of these people that talk about like United States being such a, crappy country. Why is there so many people risking their entire lives and their families' lives to get here if it's so crappy? See, I love this country. I just hate the corporation posing as the government. That's all. Our country's, I love my country, and I love this land that we're on. You know what I mean? And I don't want anybody to try and take it from me. And I'm tired of people sitting there trying to, force all this crap onto me, and I'm tired of it forcing, if they're forcing it onto me, they're forcing it on everybody also. I'm not alone in this. I mean, sometimes it feels like, I'm alone in a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? But, in a lot of ways, we're all getting screwed one way or another. Um, that's why I was saying, it's like, it's like the powers that should not be back in the day, that quote unquote slave masters or whatever, they're still around. They just now classify everybody but them as their slaves, and they're just in those you know positions of so-called government. you know the It's the corporation, because the United States is a corporation. It is posing as a government. It's basically committing fraud. It uses extortion and theft and violence and threats of violence to get as well. And I mean, honestly, man, you know, and people are like, we gotta have government. You know what I mean? We gotta have it. If you didn't pay taxes, you wouldn't have roads. That's all bullshit, man. It's a bullshit. Okay, put it this way. Here in Florida, as far as I know, man, the only tax that actually goes to pay for roads is the gas tax. That's the only tax, as far as I know, that goes toward paying for upkeep and maintenance and all this other stuff of roads, is the gas tax. Nothing else goes to that. No other tax goes to that. So, like, I'm tired. I hate these people out there. It's like, man, why don't you want to pay taxes, man? You don't want to, you want roads, don't you? I'm like, okay, fine. I don't mind paying for roads, or paying a fair share on it because I use it and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not, it's not necessarily something that I should be required to, but I mean, it's a good idea. But I also, you think about this so-called debt, it's what, trillions and trillions of dollars. It's like, it's our grandkids and our great 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 grandkids in debt before they're not even born. The parents haven't even met yet. The parents of those children haven't even been born yet to meet to have that child to be in debt already. That's pretty fucked up. I mean, and I've said this before in many different other chats and stuff because I mean, I sit there and I go to many different live streams and I'll sit in the chat, listen, and I'll speak whenever I've got something to say and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, it's like the it's just oh crap, man, I just lost my train of thought because of this guy on the radio uh, distracted me for a second there. But anyway, and this is another thing too. Just I was sitting there. I'm probably just rambling. This is just me rambling. I'm sorry, just rambling out there, rambling. But I was sitting there. I really do not like the idea and the requirement and being forced to do driver's licenses. Driver's licenses. I don't like the idea of having a social security card. I don't like the idea of having fucking having being mandatory to get insurance. Now it's a good idea, but I don't like the idea of being mandated where I have to or I'll be punished if I don't. It doesn't matter if I use it, it's like if I never get into an accident and never use the insurance, but I've been paying in it all my life, I'm not going to get anything in return. It's not like, at the end of my driving career, when I stopped driving for the rest of my life, all that monies that I put in my insurance company that I never claimed on, it's not like I get it at the end of that shit. No, it's gone. You know, never got to use it. It's like it's a scam and a half. And when you're being forced to get this service that you may not ever use and you pay in it all your life, what the fuck, dude? You're doing nothing but making insurance companies fucking rich now because you have to get their service by law. Never to be seen again. You ain't even lying. And this is another thing too. I was sitting there talking just on the insurance thing of it. Like for instance, if I was on this one insurance company, all right, and I've been there for like let's say 20 years. All right, I've been on the same insurance for 20 years. I've always been on time. All da 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 da. I had this all good record, good. But for some reason, I I saw another insurance company had a better deal, so I wanted to go to that other insurance company. But all that money that I had, basically worked up for all those years at that one insurance company is just gone. It's not like I can get that money I've worked up for all those years just transferred over to this other account on another insurance company, and then go from there on this other one. No, that 20 years of fucking shit you've worked up is gone. It's just gone, you know. Um, it's just, personally, in my opinion, if you take that same amount of money and stick it in a damn jar or something like that, imagine how much money you would have. All right. If you put that same amount of money that you put in the insurance company and you put it in your own, like your own mason jar insurance fund, you know what I mean? You'd have control over that, how much money you've got and all that stuff. And then, whatever. That's just on that. And that's just insurance is a scam in the first place. And then on top, in driving, you know, they they've convinced everybody that we're drivers. And the legal definition of drivers and driving, motor vehicle, traffic, all these are terms in commerce. It's like, these are monetary terms. All right. But technically, um, like for instance, if I just want to go over to my buddy's house and use my own property to transport me there, all right, my own property is technically classified as a automobile, but they've convinced everybody with this herd mentality of stupidity to make us all believe that we're drivers, and therefore we have to register our automobile as a motor vehicle. The legal terms between motor vehicle and automobile and motor vehicle. Yeah, if you look at those under like Black's Law Dictionary, for instance, and stuff like that, very technical terms, very different things. And traveling and traveler versus driving and driver are much different. Traveling and traveler, I'm not required to have a license. I'm not required to get a insurance. These are rights that are actually endowed and inalienable. All right. This is what pisses me off is they trying to convert all of our rights into either privileges or take them away from us by force altogether. And I'm sick and tired of it. And then they try to convince these fucking people that enforce this will to try and convince the public that this is what it is. And it's a lie. It's a fucking lie. You know,
Have a good one over there. I'm dipping out. I came up to shut everything off, but good hearing y'all. Have a good night.
it's a fucking lie. I mean, the more I did the research, the more I looked into a lot of different things, and diving, and I guess that you call it diving into many different rabbit holes. All right, and the more, the more I'm like, it's like everything that my granddad taught my dad. Oh wow, thank you, Miss Lockhart. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. The only thing I figured out is like the only thing my granddad taught my dad, for instance, was all false because whatever he was taught was all false. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, thank you very much. Much love to you, Miss Lockhart. You rock. Um, but yeah, it's just like, and then and in turn, being taught all this basically bullshit, it lies, and then they take that as the truth. The next thing you know, they're teaching it to, like my dad teaching it to me, you know, stuff that he learned from his parents and growing up through life, what everybody else was being taught to each other. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's kind of like what like Miss Lockhart. It's like kind of like what you guys have been talking about sometimes on some of your live streams. Um, is the just words themselves, and a lot of words are actually constructed. You know what I mean? A lot of words are actually, if you break them down like etymology, I don't know how, can't say that word, but anyway, when you break it down to where it's like, okay, some words are actually made up of like two or three Latin words, and it creates this other word. And if you look at the history, and see, that's another thing too, a lot of people just don't know and don't really give a shit about history, so they're doomed to repeat it, and that's not a cliche. The thing is when you start looking at these words and breaking it down to where it's down to the most simplest forms in a sense, and figuring the origins, and see, that to me is interesting. And the social engineers of today are using words as like it's been weaponized, words themselves, because um, it's kind of like when I was going to when I was saying about like the cell phones and the cell phone numbers. It's like, you know, the cell phones and all the phones are smarter than we are nowadays. Because I mean, I used to remember cell phone. It's the same thing. It's like it's dumbing us down to the point where uh, you know, none of us are thinking rationally and coherently, or you know, or because nobody has any accurate information. You know what I mean? If they continue, so that's another thing too. It's like that's what drove me nuts about like YouTube deleting one of my videos and then claiming it was disinformation and with no proof and no evidence or any of that stuff. They just did it. All right, you know, that's what drives me nuts is because of this lack of information that is going on when it comes down to this so-called censorship and cancel culture and blah blah blah. This bullshit. Um, that's very detrimental. It creates that environment of you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. Because if they're doomed to repeat it, I mean, you know, the the social engineers, they're taking these words and they're like, okay, they got a set of words in this religion called legalese, and then there's another set of words. It looks the same, sounds the same, and everything, but they just got different definitions in the Webster dictionary, and then just like everyday normal speak and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So the thing is you know, you could be saying the exact same thing, but to people that are in the religion of legalese, the understanding of what you said is completely different from what you think you said. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of starts gets myself to the point where it starts confusing myself on how to try to explain it. But anyway, um, weaponized weaponization of the words and words themselves, and and the reactions and emotions and the triggering that certain words can you know bring about. It it drives me nuts because you know, like I said, I've said this before. It's like me as an anarchist. Okay, I claim to be an anarchist, and when it comes down to me, I want to eradicate the idea that a select few people have the moral right to rule over everybody else, and everybody else just has an obligation to obey. That is bullshit. I want to eradicate that idea from the planet. And this idea that I don't know, these select few psychopaths think that their shit don't stink, like a better words. They're just, you know, because they got more money. Put it this way, I think what it is because because they've got more money than me and everybody else that live in my neighborhood all combined. That they're better than me. You know, because I've come across guys on this radio, for instance. I'll give you an example. All right. There was a guy on this radio one time, man. I he was sitting there saying, "Man, I paid this much for this damn radio that I'm talking about. I paid over $2,000 for this radio, and this radio is set up. That makes me better than you." I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, what? Just because you paid more money for your radio than I paid for mine, that makes you better than me? I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Excuse me, but yeah, you're stupid. Um, but there, that's just an example of a very small this section of that whole idea that some people actually hold that idea that yeah, because I've got more money than you, that makes me better. Um, and that's what these select few psychopaths that are the powers that should not be right now think, because they have more power and more money than all the rest of us. That makes them better, you know. And we're just, we're just there to make their life better. You know what I mean? We're supposed to work our asses off, pay taxes, because I mean, honestly, that's what they want us to believe, that uh, we're put on this earth to sit there and pay taxes and work a 40-hour job, and that's what we're put on this earth to do. You know what I mean? That's what the powers that should not be want us to think and want us to believe. And, we're put on earth to pay taxes and work a 40-hour week and just, have enough to maybe buy a four-wheeler if we want to, you know, enough, uh, you know, um, enough that you can save up for like a four-wheeler, you know, or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just it's crazy how how we've gotten to the point where the system that has gotten so big that now, because so many people have gotten complacent, and um, you know stuck in that cult of personality, the whole left right paradigm bullshit. The revenge shit. That was a good movie. I remember seeing that when I was a kid. I remember sneaking down and watching and getting down there and turning on the Skinamax. They, because you know, Skinamax used to have some good movies back, where back in those days where they show a lot of boobies. And me being a guy, I liked watching the boobies. They don't do that whole lot of that anymore. But Revenge of the Nerds, Skinamax. Yeah, I'll tell you, man. Yeah, HBO wasn't all that great, but at night, like early, late at night, Cinemax, it was that's where you could see all the boobies. And when I was like a 11, 10, 11, 12-year old, that was the way to go. Sneak down there when my parents are asleep down in the living room. But I don't know. It just drives me nuts. I don't know. I've been, it's the thing too. I've been listening to a lot of these um, so-called prepper channels or survivalist channels or whatever, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. And everybody out there is like, talking about preparing and all this other stuff, which I agree. But it's like we know this shit is not right, and we all know that we need to be standing up and fighting, and we need to figure out how to unite everybody on the same page, basically. But the thing is, man, one of the questions that keeps on popping up in my mind, and I see a lot also, is people are like, "What do we do? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do?" Evidently, the other side, the evil side, the other side that is trying to destroy everything that we as the way we know it, or the way you know that was at least, you know, better for us. But anyway, um, there's they're very organized. You know what I mean? They've had a lot of time of planning and organization, putting, you know, certain people in certain jobs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? To influence different things in the government machine. And we haven't done any of that. You know, most of the people have gotten to the point of stopped paying attention to that kind of thing and just decided to, you know, um, have fun, get a girlfriend, maybe get married, have some kids, get, you know, a good job, a career or whatever, and a nice house with a four wheeler and a boat and all that stuff, and he's happy. So he's not preparing for this onslaught of fucking bullshit that the enemy wants to put on us because, you know, we're just trying to live. But they're but the other side, the enemy, the other side is been depending on that. Most people don't pay attention. And and they were actually for a long time they were relying on just secrecy and keeping things in the shadows, and not anymore. I mean, hell, a lot of this stuff, man, they're telling you blatantly straight up right in front of your face, you know, what they're going to do. And then when it happens, you're like, what? What? You know, and then, you know, a lot of it ends up being where it was like a problem reaction solution. They created the problem. They told you it was coming too. They told you this problem's coming. They created the problem. They told you it was coming. And then when it happens, the fear-based reaction of the general public is, do something, will you please just do something, save us, you know, that kind of shit. And then, you know, they come in with that pre-planned solution for their problem they created in the first place, you know. And here you go, and then we're in that situation where, you know, people start getting depending on this shit and they're falling for it. Falling for it too. They're falling for it big time. I mean, I have yet to gotten a stimulus type of check, right? And I've had this a couple of these people I was talking to the other day. They looked at me like I was crazy. What the hell, man? Why did you get a stimulus? I will help you get it set up right now. Come on, let me get you that, man. You are stupid and all that other stuff. Well, I'm just like, dude, I don't want to be a part of it. And plus, on top of that, it's not free. You know, it was a lot of it was stolen and extorted from the American people in the first fucking place. It's like this. Okay, I tried to explain it one time. It's like I'm sitting here at a table, and then government comes over and sits down next to me, and sticks his hand in my pocket and steals $5 out of my pocket. And then he turns around and gets the waitress to make and break it and get change for the five, and then he hands me $1.50, and he says, here's a little cash, man, and you can pay me back with interest later on. Um, that's basically what's going on. Government's already stolen that money out of your fucking the earnings of your labor in the first fucking place, and then turn around and give you a little bit of crumbs and say, here you go. Here's stimulus. All right, but somewhere down the line you're gonna have to pay this back with interest. But here you go. You know, stealing $5 out of my pocket, give me $1.50, and I'm gonna have to pay it back with interest. You fucking crazy? I mean, that's another thing too. I think a lot of people just have the problem is they don't follow the fucking money. They don't follow the money. Follow that dollar where it goes. How it the flow of where it goes. That's why they call it the money flow. You know what I mean? It's like it's the current the currency, the currency, That's why they call it that, because it's like it flows. You just follow it, the trail. It's like, I mean, it's one of the things that bothers me about some cops, if they talk about, I sit there, I pay taxes and that pays their wages. And they're sitting there saying, oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I pay taxes too. I'm just like, well, your tax dollars come out of my tax dollars, because my tax dollars pays your wages, and out of your wages comes those taxes, therefore came out of my tax dollars. If you follow the fucking dollar, it starts with me, because I earned it. I earned that money, or I earned that currency, that fiat currency. I earned that. All right. And then some of it got stolen from me in the form of extortion. All right. And then it was given to you. And then some of that was extorted from you. And then it was turned around and then went to pay your salary and other government employees. I mean, basically it comes from me, it starts from me, and then it makes a big loop back all around in government employees. You know, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Because it all eventually goes back to one way or another. It goes back to some kind of government. All your money eventually. I mean, it's like more than 80% of your monies that your currency that you earn out of your labor, one way or another, the government's getting it somehow. That's the way they've got it set up. One way or another, um, they're gonna get it. That's the way they got it set up. But that's what people got to wake up to. And I'm like, hell no. The government has no right to the earnings of our labor. Has none. All right. Especially they have no right to force it from us. Steal it from us. All right. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, I don't like it either when it comes down to the people. I heard somebody was actually joking about this. Now you talk about this, Miss Lockhart. When it comes down to those illegals and stuff, there was a guy that was just joking about this, and then I started thinking about it. It might be a good idea. I don't know, but he was like, he's born and raised right here in America, whatever. All right, but he's thinking about sneaking across the border over there in Mexico. All right. And then coming and sneaking back across over as an illegal just so he can get the damn benefits. you know, that's what he's talking about. He's like, but yeah, it's kind of sucky though, because a lot of that currency that was extorted from me, for instance, in that time when the taxes were being taken out, they don't have to be step 1 month per month. I said that too. Yeah. Well, I don't know what we're going to do, because I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, um, first of all, what we have to do, what we have to do as a people to realize and get it done. But the thing is to enforce it done, is we have to eradicate and abolish the IRS and the Federal Reserve. Those are the two main things that is doing majority of the theft of the people of this country. All right. That is what is doing the majority of the theft, like everything from taxation to eminent domain, all this other shit. All right, all that stuff. That's just nothing but extortion and theft. It is that is a crime. I mean, and this is another thing too, man. It's like how the system is set up in the court systems. They're under that Admiralty Maritime Law. They don't really recognize common natural law, and they are violating natural law by actually stealing and extorting, and we need enforcement. That's what I mean. We need enforcement. I mean, for real. I mean, seriously, if these politicians, bureaucrats, these prosecutors, these these little government employees that are violating people's natural rights and our in natural law, if they start getting punished, like I mean, being they are government employees, our servants, they should be held up at a higher standard than us. So they should be punished pretty harshly, harsher than we would get punished for the same crime. And maybe that would change people's minds. The ones that actually become government officials and stuff like that. They'd be like, hell, I'm gonna treat all these people right, or they're gonna, put me out there in the town square, and they're gonna chop my head off or hang me up by the neck or something. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, we need enforcement to actually, make a few of these criminals, these traitors, make an example out of them. I mean, that's what they would do to us. You know, to try and modify and control our behavior. They try to pick out the ones that are disobeying and rebelling and make an example out of them. And you know what I mean? That's exactly what they would do to us. The enemy would do to us. Turn the tables and do that exact same thing to them and start doing it that way. I mean, it's, I mean, and that's why I talk about like these words that have been weaponized. It's like, okay, people, a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth from the word anarchy and anarchism and anarchist and stuff like that, because over the decades and a couple of generations or whatever, people have tried to associate that with a negative, with like the first thing that pops in a lot of people's minds when you hear anarchy or something like that is the image of this guy standing with a Molotov cocktail in his hand, ready to throw, with a big fire in the background. You know what I mean? That's bullshit. Actually, anarchy and that chaos is complete opposites. But they're trying to weaponize the words and use them against us. So it's like I was sitting there thinking about it, like when they were talking about vigilantism, and you know, because the corporation that is posing as the government wants us to be dependent on it for our security and our safety. So they want to make the idea of um, the people enacting the justice as a negative, and they're trying to say that vigilante is that vigilante um, is like a negative. That's bad because we live by the rule of law, and the only people that can administer rule of law is government officials, and you can't put the whole the law in your own hands and blah blah blah. Well, whatever. But I'm just like, yeah, man. It just. I mean, I can only do so much. Me personally, all I've got is me talking. I mean, that's my only weapon at the moment when it comes down to disseminating information and trying to get the information out. The only thing is I got to work on my delivery because some people, like I said, because sometimes the way I deliver my information is not necessarily um, music to people's ears. Sometimes, some of the stuff that I have talked about or I have tried to explain to people is just either sounds so far fetched they just turn themselves off by listening and stuff. What is up there, Snap? Good to see you in there, man. Hey, yeah, I'm just kind of just I'm doing a test for this live stream, just kind of hanging out, just doing this stuff. Me and Miss Lockhart just kind of sitting here chatting off the back and forth. But other than that, just hanging out. Not much going on. Just actually just trying to test out the damn live streaming. Might do more. And for anybody watching the stream, also, man, should check out Tyrant's Bane. The Definition of Anarchy. He has a good channel, also. I mean, the Tyrant's Bane. Yeah, you know, he's definitely got some information that people need to look into, also, I think. So anybody watching the stream, check him out. I don't get to actually. Um, um, what do you call it? Feature a lot of channels on my channel, so I might do that more often for you guys, because I think that's one thing I actually appreciate about a lot of the First Amendment auditors out there. Um, they share each other's channels and stuff and kind of build each other up. I kind of like that. So I want to try and be a part of that in my own little community of people I kind of know and all that stuff. Like I said, if anybody's on the thing, check out Miss Lockhart Perspective and Tyrant Spain. These are good channels. So both of them got information that I think there's some information all everybody needs to hear. So you know. But I will say this about this Snap, this thing about damn Mighty Mouse, man. That shit's crap, man. I don't even. I mean that man is getting way too much of your. Oh my God! It almost feels like he's sitting. He's got a little place up in your brain somewhere, free rent, and but uh, you know. Anyway, that's enough said when it comes down to that. I'm just saying, Snap. I'm not. You know what I mean? I mean, because Mighty Mouse, I'm telling you, man, he ain't worth it, dude. He is not fucking worth it. That dude is not worth it. But anyway, he is, man. I mean, because I never even heard of him before. Before you mentioned him at one time, I think that first time or whatever, he was saying some shit or whatever, and I checked out a couple of his stuff, and I'm just like, this guy, even the people he has on his panels sometimes, it's just like, what the hell's going on with these people? I think they're all meth heads, man, or something. I don't know what it is. Something ain't right. But yeah, come on, man. Yeah, um, I don't know. I get what you're saying when it comes down to them and stuff like that too. But man, I'm just like, after a while, I'm just like, come on, man. We gotta get on that. Something else. Because he's uh he's sitting there free rent for a moment. I wouldn't doubt if he is on that coke. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, honestly, I mean, because I just I mean, and I'm not saying that he is or isn't. I don't know for sure because I don't know the man. But the thing is, man, just listening to one of his live streams, and I think he had like four or five people on his panel or whatever, and just listening to these guys, I'm just like, I think all of them are on fucking coke. I mean, but whatever, um, whatever, and you know, I think, I mean, yeah, I respect you. Their um, definition of anarchy, TDOA. I respect you, man, but I don't think he's even worth it because honestly, man, I think you're up on a higher plane of uh, just a higher level than he is, honestly, man. So Just stay up there. It's a much better view. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I try not to even, me personally, because there are a few people out there that, because I go all over YouTube, and then on top of that, I'm on the CB radio. I've got me on the CB radio, for instance. I've been talking on the radio for a while. I mean, I started talking on the radio when I was like 14 years old. I'm 47 now. So I've been talking on the radio off and on for quite a long time. So I've talked to a lot of people over the years, and there's a lot of people that are still alive that remember, I've talked to for quite a long time. But I'll tell you this, when it comes down to me, I figured out I've hit the big time though, because I've got at least one hater in every state and one hater in every country. So I've hit the big time, buddy. I must be doing, I must be doing something right in what I'm doing. So anyway, yeah, it's funny though. I mean, because on the YouTube, they haven't really. I guess I really haven't. I've only had a couple of different things on my channel and stuff that's popped up, and like on comments and whatever. But other than that, um, I don't think they've really found me. But the real dumbass haters that just like the trolls and stuff that just search out to just try and start shit. But on the CB radio, on the other hand, there's some people, man, that's their whole goal is they turn on that radio just so they can start some shit with somebody and get somebody all riled up or something like that because that makes them giggle. And it's like, sitting there talking shit to somebody to the point where they get so pissed off and you're just like giggling off in the background. That's what they're doing. Um, you know, um, and there's guys that are like that. They get their kicks off of watching other people suffer or getting pissed off or some shit like that. People get their kicks off that stuff. And it's not anything different from the radio to the computer. It really isn't. I mean, trolls, they existed way before the internet. You know what I mean? We got trolls on the radio also. And, just that a lot of times they call them CB Rambos. They're hiding in the bushes. They just pop out and talk shit, you know, nobody knows really who they are and nobody knows exactly where they're at, but every once in a while you'll hear them pop in and they're talking shit. That's about the same thing on the computer. It's just somebody sitting on behind a keyboard. Nobody knows really who they are and where they're at, and they just every once in a while pop in with a comment that's just trying to start shit with people. That's the same thing. And, but some people just get kicks off of it, you know. But those people got something really mentally wrong in my mind. When they get their kicks off of watching people getting frustrated and mad or whatever, you know what I mean, or going or suffer. Those people that get their kicks off of that, I think there's something, there's a screw loose. I mean, for real. I mean, there's something mentally for real wrong. Um, I mean, especially when it's just like average, everyday, whoever, anybody type people. You know what I mean? Now, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about it in my mind. Uh, well, let's see here. If I had an enemy that I know that would deserve anything that I would do to them because of the, whatever. Like for instance, like it's the, like one of those movies, where the whole family gets killed, and you go out and hunt that guy down, and you finally catch that guy, and you got him strapped down to a chair, you know, knowing that this is the guy that actually killed your fucking family, and and you got a whole table full of like sharp things and stuff. And I think I'd probably be laughing and would be enjoying watching him suffer. um I get that, but no, just some people, man, they just like to see anyone and everyone. So that's the thing, because some people, man, their lives suck so bad they want to make other people's lives suck to make their life seem a little bit better. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it off, y'all. I'll probably do another stream some other time now that I know I got all this stuff kind of worked out right where I can do it right. And I'm glad you guys popped in. It looks like only one person is left. I don't know who's left exactly, but whoever's left, it's good to see you there, man. And hey, you guys have a good one out there. It's the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television, and I'm back out.